How's it going, everybody? This is Novakast back with another video, and with this video, we'll be talking about K9-Aversion, or at least her take on Squeaky toys, for that matter. Because, oh boy, it's, stupid. Now, the initial video that we are responding to is dogs enjoy squeaky toys because they are remorseless, bloodthirsty killers. And this particular video is about 12 minutes long, just about. So this should be interesting. And it actually it starts off with her, mentioning the fact that the dogs, use squeaky toys or play with squeaky toys differently than babies, which
no shit, Sherlock.
And it's kind of weird that she's trying to compare like, oh, babies are better because they do this compared to what dogs do with their squeaky toys. I'm like, you do realize you are comparing, a human baby to an animal, right? And more than likely they are going to, especially with interaction with a toy or a squeaky toy for this particular case, their interaction is going to be completely different. So this whole argument of, oh, they're better because they do this, or they perform A task compared to B task, makes no fucking sense. Because again, you are comparing a human baby and a dog in how they interact with a squeaky toy, and make it seem like that's a bad thing. Now, she does mention the fact that, especially when it comes to dogs, as in the initial situation of why dogs like squeaky toys, and looking up the best general answer, or generally speaking, that, to be fair, even though at this point, especially with how crazy this, this Karen is, most dogs like toys that simulate prey. And I'm looking at this through the dog visitor. They go on to mention that this is why squeaky toys and soft toys are often very popular with most dogs. Hearing the high-pitched squeak or ripping apart, the stuffing out of it. Which I've had a couple of toys, where the dogs were literally ripping the stuffing out of it. Hell, even a freaking tennis ball. But again, K9-Aversion wants to compare, dogs doing what they naturally do compared to a baby who, at that point, just to be fair, a baby who more likely doesn't have teeth or is growing into their teeth. So this whole point of, oh, babies are better because they don't chew up their squeaky toys is idiotic. Because I'm pretty sure if they had teeth, I would probably guess that they would do some damage. Or if anything, if they have the same instincts as, again, a dog, then they would probably do the same. But again, you're comparing humans to dogs. Now in the video, she also mentions how she's talked about predatory drift and a variety of other things that, dogs have to deal with, which I think I should go on record and say that we've already debunked, and also mention the fact that with everything that she's talked about, there are ways to prevent it, because she starts going on talking about attacks or dog attacks. Because again, the thing that K9-Aversion fails to mention time and time again, because she is dishonest, is the fact that a lot of these things, although it does happen, there are ways to prevent it. Now, granted, not always successful. Just like, since she wants to compare, babies and dogs to squeaky, when it comes to squeaky toys, just like how, when it comes down to crime, it's not 100% preventable, because at this point, people still do it. People still, use drugs. People still, do illegal shit when driving. People still, commit hit and run. People still commit mass murder. People still, do a variety of different heinous things that are against the law. But ultimately, we have ways of preventing it. But, K9-Aversion doesn't want to talk about shit like that. Especially when, and it's always funny when she wants to claim, or, make fun of, the statement of, what we've discussed, where it's usually not the dog, but the owner. Because for a good chunk of it, it is usually a bad owner that doesn't discipline that dog, that doesn't train them, that doesn't do anything, and leaves the dog to, basically build up bad behaviors. And I've said this time and time again. And if K9-Aversion actually did her fucking research, she would know this. Because at this point, a lot of people train their animals. A lot of people discipline their animals to display certain behaviors, or good behaviors, I should say. Granted, again, it's not 100% that stuff like this is preventable, but at the same time, a good chunk of it has been prevented. But, like I said, K9-Aversion doesn't want to talk about shit like that. She just wants to, again, build the fear. Feed the fear of the people who are afraid of these animals. Heck, if anything, too, feeding her delusion. Which, by the way, funny thing that I should probably add is the last bit of the video. She shows a display case that has a doll of Salad Fingers, and mentions the fact that Salad Fingers is like one of her favorites, that apparently she is a fan of the creator of Salad Fingers, which, by the way, for those who don't know, Salad Fingers is a character from a post-apocalyptic world that is, how should I put this, psychotic, delusional, prone to active imagination, especially when it comes down to grotesque body horror. So, to say that she is a fan of this particular character, as well as, taking the time to create a almost large doll of this character and putting it in a display case, might say a lot. But anyway, that's just my thoughts. What are your thoughts? I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. If you guys can, please leave a like, comment, share, subscribe, all the good stuff. If you guys want to follow us on social media, links are in the description down below, as well as check out our daily content and the weekly podcast. With that being said, this is Rob Novakast signing off. Have a good one. Take care. Peace.
2, 3, 5.